So hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is they're connecting from. And let's get right into what we have today. Welcome to today's episode of the London session, which is Daily Trading Compass, our London session today. So today we're going to be reviewing the DXY, what the DXY has done so far, and let's see what we can potentially get on the dollar index for days to come, all right? So the week, we're already midway into the week, right? Today is Wednesday, so we're already midway into the week. I remember calling out this liquidity for us sometime last week, at the beginning of the week, right? I called out and I shared this liquidity for us, saying that we should keep an eye. Price will most likely get attracted to this liquidity. And we've cleared that liquidity now. So moving on to the next, let's see what we can now get from, if we can get to this liquidity above. Now, on that, and again, that I will need to pay close attention to is the news we have today. We have clean and beautiful news today. We have around 2:15 p.m. we have USD news, and around 4 we also have USD. So I believe we're going to see some serious price movements in the charts today. All right, we're going to see a very, very, very clean price movement in the chart today. All right, so you want to trade safe. You don't want to trade against this news. If you don't get the trade between, or if we don't get the trade during London session between now and 2:15 p.m., then we might just want to stay out and trade post news effect. So having said that, this is the highs that I'm going to be very much interested in now for the week. Coming down to daily time frame, what exactly do we have here? We have daily time frame just gently respecting this structure, right? You can see this minor structure being created within, and it's just gently respecting it. Where exactly are we going to buy from? I cannot see something clear on the daily time frame, so I would prefer to use the 4 hours time frame. So from the 4 hours, I feel we have something now interesting on the 4 hours time frame. It's going to really make sense to see price trade all the way to these lows. All right, I love the way this liquidity was cleared, and I remember speaking about this liquidity sweep before. Now, this is a point of interest I'll be really interested in. All right, so this is a point of interest that I will be much concerned to play. Now we cleared this liquidity and we are beginning to see some rejections of price action to the downside. Now there are chances that we might see price just come into these levels within now and London session, and then we'll begin to see that bullish price action. This is the overall target I have for the week, and potentially even the feel of this particular imbalance. All right, so what this is going to mean is a bearish price action on GBP, USD, and Euro USD for me. But then GBP USD, the GBP USD structure is showing something entirely different. All right, GBP USD structure is showing something entirely different. But then I don't want to trade the GBP USD against the dollar. All right, it's something that I don't want to make a mistake to do. So I might stay off from GBP USD unless there is a 1 hour, unless we might see price wanting to come and play these 1 hour levels here. Now that is the only interest that I might be interested to play, or the only point of interest I might be looking at to play. All right, the whole of this imbalance here. So if we can get this on GBP USD, then we might consider taking the sales, first of all, to these levels and all the way to the levels below. Let me see what we have on the quarter point levels. I mean, my daily range cycle levels. So beautiful. I think on my DRC levels, my DRC level is calling out for sales from these levels, okay? My DRC is saying, let's consider selling right from these levels. So that is a good point of interest. My DRC model is saying, and we should consider the sell from that levels. So I'll be considering the sales. I'll be considering the sales. This is how it's going to be for me. Let's keep an eye and see if we're going to get this. This is about the 33 pips SL, and let's see if we can get all the way down there. All right, we have a very clean liquidity resting below here. And if we see on the weekly time frame, I believe we have some weekly drawn liquidity to the downside here. We are reacting off from the major key levels here, and we have this previous weekly drawn liquidity resting here. A daily time frame also reacting from this imbalance here, and we have some pretty much decent liquidity below. Let's see if we can get there. Even the previous daily low will be clean liquidity. So I'll be looking out for this on the GBP USD. So keep an eye on these guys on GBP USD. For Euro USD, same selling opportunities. I remember calling this point of interest for you guys on Monday, saying keep an eye at these levels, keep an eye at these points of interest. It was also in perfect alignment with what we had with the DRC model, suggesting that typical ABCD pattern move, and we're looking at the entire of that point of interest. Now we have been Ganda descent, and we have a clean typical ABCD pattern move, which is going to be A, B, C, D, and I would just want to see price come also into that imbalance for us to begin to trade all the way to the downside. So having said that, this is another levels I'll be paying close attention to on Euro USD. Let's see if we can get into this imbalance also. So this imbalance is my major play zone as it stands now. And if I want to play this, I guess I might just prefer to play the close of the imbalance, SL just right above here, or maybe 30 pips SL, it's okay to consider. We have this weekly drawn liquidity here that we marked out on Monday. We here is already a typical 1 to 2 risk reward, which is not bad for the day. And we have an overall 1 to 3 risk reward delivery on these guys too. So I want to keep my eyes on this to see what we can potentially get. I want to keep my eyes on this to see what we can potentially get in the market with this one. All right. So these are the two things I'm going to be looking at to play on Euro USD, and this is one I'll be looking at to play on Euro USD and GBP USD. For USD JPY, we have something very interesting cooking up on USD JPY. I didn't even know that this drop had happened. All right. I was really anticipating the drop, because I want to see these lows still captured before we start seeing any potential buys to the upside again. So after the capture of these lows, I will be really interested in the levels resting below here for some potential bullish continuation on these guys. So anything right around this level is going to be the point of interest on my play on USD JPY, seeing the news we also have today. Hopefully we capture some of all these highs resting above. Okay. So having said that, on GBP JPY, I guess almost the same thing too, but I'll be staying off GBP JPY. I don't have anything of interest on GBP JPY. On US 30, absolutely nothing of interest, because we've smashed all targets on US 30 and we're currently at an all-time highs on the US 30. So there is nothing to call out for us on US 30. There is nothing to call out for us on SP 500. We are also at an all-time highs. That is the all-time highs. If you come to the weekly time frame, you realize we just got to all-time highs yesterday. So I don't have anything on that. On NASDAQ is the one that I doubt if they are ready to get to all-time highs. That is the all-time highs here, right above there. So we might be seeing shorts. As of this morning, when I was looking at the chart, I already told myself that we might be seeing some selling opportunities from these guys today. All right, they might want to just sell off today before we start considering any other bullish opportunities on NAS. So what will give me a better call on what to do exactly is going to be the London session. So until the London session, the New York session. So until the New York session, I have absolutely no reason to want to consider taking any trade here. I will just patiently focus on the USD JPY, which I have interest here. I will patiently wait for the GBP USD, of which I have an interest right at that levels on the 1 hour time frame. And I'll also patiently wait for the Euro USD, which I have interest on this particular time frame here, or this particular zone. All right, so having said that, that will bring us to the end of today's call. There is nothing else I'm looking out for. Let's see if we can get a very clean play today. So today we have news: trade safe, clap easy, don't play account. All right, trade safe, clap easy, don't play account. As much as possible, allow the market to come into your zone, give you the necessary evidence you want to see before engaging. Without seeing those evidence, you have absolutely no reason to engage in the market. So having said that, cheers to a great and a profitable ahead. Shalom, shalom. Bye, guys.